All right, so this is going to be the video for chapters 16.2 and 16.3, which is basically about marketing and sales. So how to kind of describe the market and kind of describe your projected sales and all that good stuff here. So this is often used when businesses are trying to get people to invest in their company, because if you're going to want people to invest millions or hundreds of thousands, at least dollars in your business to get it off the ground, you want to make sure that you give them a reason to. And so one of the ways they do that is they present things like sales potential, or basically how well they think their product will do in the marketplace. So in order to do this, they need to know a few factors. One is the estimated market size, right? So you're going to need to know about how many people will buy this type of product. Maybe not yours, but just in general, how many people will buy this type of product. So, if you're going to be selling suntan lotion, you want to kind of have an idea, okay, about how many people buy suntan lotion each year. Usually this is done on a yearly number. Or if you're selling skis, you want to know, okay, about how many people per year buy skis. Because if there's not going to be a lot of people per year buying your product, then you either need to have an amazing product that's going to draw more potential, or it better be a very pricey product that you can get by with just selling a few of. The next thing you need to know is the individual purchase rate. So this is a little bit different, although it kind of sounds similar. This is basically how many times people will buy your product each year. So, maybe not even each year, but each purchase maybe would be the better way to describe it. So how many times people buy the product each purchase. So if you purchase, say, throughout the year, if you go buy suntan lotion, maybe they find that the average person buys suntan lotion 3 times a year. So that would be their individual purchase rate, would be 3. Or in this case here, I say, okay, each year people buy on average 5 packs of gum. So that means that their individual purchase rate is 5. Now again, that's an average, so maybe not everybody buys 5 packs of gum per year, but doing some survey or statistics, whatever, you can find that on average people buy 5 packs of gum a year. So individual purchase rate is how many times one person will buy your product per year. And then the percent of potential purchasers is basically, this is dealing with yours. So how many people that buy this product will buy your product? So if you're selling gum, how many people who buy gum will buy your brand of gum, do you think? And again, this is usually done by surveys and sample and focus groups and stuff like that. So once you know all three of these, basically you just multiply them together, and that will give you your annual sales potential. So you take all three numbers and you just multiply them together. And that gives you your, like I said, annual potential sales, usually in dollars per year. So let's show you what I mean here. Okay. So we have the estimated, or sorry, we have a Great Greek gyro here. It's a new fast food gyro place, which if you don't know what a gyro is, it's basically like a Greek hot dog or a Greek taco, I guess you could say. But I'm not going to describe the contents of a gyro. So, Great Greek gyro here is a new fast food product, and they're looking to get potential investors, right? So they want to, again, show them their sales potential. So they conduct a survey. They find that 10,000 people, of 10,000 people, 6,000 would say that they would buy their flagship product, the Euro. So that's kind of like your Big Mac or whatever. That's what a flagship product is. It's kind of like the thing you're known for. So they said, okay, we asked 10,000 people, 6,000 said they would buy this. Company estimates that there are around 3 million purchases at fast food restaurants each year. So that's their market size, you would say, right? That's how many purchases that they can take a part of, right? 3,000 purchases at fast food restaurants, they want to be part of that. They believe that on average, each purchase would have 2 the orders. So every time somebody makes a purchase, or even throughout the year, that they would buy 2 the right? So, if you have one person purchasing it throughout the year, they're going to buy at least 2 the. What is the annual sales potential of the euro? So, estimated market size. So, the estimated market size in this case is going to be 3 million, because that's how many people are going to purchase at a fast food restaurant, okay? That's how many tries, that's how many attempts that they get to get a purchase, right? The Great Greek Gyro, there's 3 million people, there's 3 million purchases at fast food restaurants. They're going to try to get as many of those as they can. The individual purchase rate is 2, because every person that they believe buys at a fast food restaurant or buys their stuff will buy it at least twice, right? That's what it says here, that each purchase will have at least 2 the orders throughout the year. I didn't put through the year here, but I'm going to imply that's there. Now, the percent of potential purchase, that deals with this survey stuff here. So they asked 10,000 people, and 6,000 said that they would buy the euro, right? So in this case here, we're going to do 6,000 divided by 10,000, or 6 divided by 10 if you want, because you know how to do math, right? And you're going to get 60%, right? So their sales potential is just all this multiplied together. So there's 3 million purchases a year, 3 million purchases a year, and each purchase they believe, if they can get a purchase, they're going to get that twice a year, right? So everybody who buys at a fast food restaurant on average is going to buy 2 gyros per year, and they're going to estimate that they're going to get about 60% of that market, right? Or so I put this in kind of a weird order, but now that I'm saying it, maybe this would be a better way of thinking about it rather than what I just said. They're going to be 3 million purchases a year. They're going to get 60% of that based on their survey, and each person that buys a product is going to buy it at least twice a year. So maybe might make more sense thinking about it that way. 3 million purchases a year, 60% of that is what they're going to get, and each time a person buys their product, they're going to buy it at least twice per year on average. So you're going to multiply all those together. 3 million times 2 times 60, or 0.6. So I should probably erase this here and put in 0.6 because you want to multiply it as a decimal number, right? And you get 3,600,000, making sure I got all my zeros in there. I think I added in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, there's just a lot of zeros on my calculator here, so I want to make sure I get them all down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So they're going to, let me make this correct here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 times 2 times 0.6. Right. So they're going to get about 3,600,000 purchases a year. Sorry about that. Just a little calculator issue there. So that's their potential sales. That's their annual sales potential is what they would call that. Now you might think, well, if there's only 3 million purchases, how can they get 3,600,000? Well, it's because they're going to get twice each time, right? Of the 60% of 3 million, they're going to get a purchase twice a year. So that's why this number can sometimes be greater than this number, because, like I said, if you get more than one purchase a year, then you're going to get more than what your market size is. Because the market size is just how many potential buyers you have, and the individual purchase rate is of those potential buyers, how many times will they buy your product. So that's why you can exceed your market size. And again, that's something that they would present to investors saying, hey, we have an estimated about 3,600,000 sales potential with this one product, therefore we're in good investment. And they can go through all the pricing and stuff to attach to that as well. So, if you believe that if they say that the gyro costs $2, you take this and times it by 2, and you get, in terms of money, what your annual sales potential is in terms of dollar amount. You just simply take this and multiply it by the price of the product, and you can get your projected sales amount. And then lastly, another way you can talk about how well or how good of investment your company is by talking about its market share. So its market share is basically, it says here, an indication of how well a product or service is selling or would sell in the marketplace. And it's basically done by taking your total market sales, or sorry, your total product sales, and dividing it by the total market sales. So basically, how much product did you sell? How much product did everybody in your area meaning your area of business. So if you're doing fast food, how much in terms of fast food? If you're doing, air conditioners, how much in terms of air conditioners, that sort of thing, that they sold. And this can be done with either dollar amounts or units sold. So let me go through 2 examples doing one of each here, because again, it works better when I show you with an example rather than just the abstract here. So after opening, Greek Gyro sells $2 million in product. So that's if I go back here, that's their product sales, okay? Overall, they sell $2 million. The overall market sales for the fast food in the area is $10 million. So they took the data for all the fast food restaurants in the area, including them, but McDonald's, Burger King, all the stuff in that area, and they found that in total, people sold $10 million. So altogether, all fast food sales in that area totaled $10 million. What is Great Greek Gyro's market share? Well, okay, they sold $2 million. And everybody altogether sold 10 million. So in general, they got about a 20% share. So basically, their sales amount to 20% of the marketplace. Now, again, you can determine this as whether it's good or bad. If there's only two competitors, right? Maybe it's Great Greek Euro and McDonald's. And if they're 20%, and that means McDonald's has to be 80%, right? Because they're the only other competitor. That means McDonald's is pretty much kicking their butt, right? Maybe they can survive on this. I mean, that's fine if you can survive on it, great. But if one uh, store has 80% of the market share, then that store is considered pretty dominant in that area. Now, if there were 1,000 companies in the area and Great Greek Euro has 20% of the market share, then they might be doing pretty well because out of 1,000 companies that are competing, Great Greek Euro is getting 20% of all the sales. That's a pretty good number. And again, that might attract future investors that they can expand and build upon using that capital with. So again, 20% can be either good or bad depending on the situation. If there's only a few competitors, 20% might not seem that great. If there's a lot of competitors, 20% might seem like a pretty big deal. Now that's doing it with dollar amounts. You can also do it with just in terms of items sold. So this is more done with like appliances like Lowe's and Home Depot stuff. So if you sell 650,000 microwaves during the year, and then in total there were 2,500,000 microwaves sold in that area. That's what it means by market sales. So when they say market sales, they're meaning that okay, that's how many microwaves were sold for everybody in the entire area, for all the stores, not just this appliance store, but all the stores sold 2,500,000 microwaves in that area. So what is this store's market share? Well, okay, they sold 650,000 microwaves, and there were 2,500,000 microwaves sold in the area in total. So what is their market share? Well, again, we do a simple division. 650,000 divided by 2,500,000, and we get about 0.26 or 26%. So since this is not a dollar amount, it's interpreted a little bit differently, but you can say that, overall, of all microwaves sold, 26% of them were sold at this store, which again could be either good or bad depending on how many competitors there are in the area. If there's only a few competitors, like again, if there's only one other competitor, that means that they're not getting a large percentage of the population's microwave sales because other competitors gain like 74% of them. But if there are 10,000 competitors, well, 26% of the microwaves is being sold at this store here. That can be pretty good if there's 10,000 competitors and it's evenly split among the other 10,000. So again, the market share is simply a percentage number. It's a percent that represents the percent of either dollars sold or units sold that you have in that area, whether it's a fast food restaurant or an appliance store or toothpaste or construction equipment. You can do it for anything. As long as you know how much you sold in terms of dollars or units and how much everybody in the area sold in terms of dollars or units, you can create this fraction. And again, it's used a lot to attract potential investors to help a business grow. So that's it for this video. Like I said, pretty short, simple video because the math here isn't necessarily that big of a challenge, hopefully. If it is, though, if you're still having trouble with it, let me know, and I'll be glad to help you out. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day.